like a calculator in math class. You can use it to help and get better, or you can use it to cheat. Hey everyone, welcome to a bonus episode of The Way to Value. I'm still in my hoodie, but wanted to, last episode we talked about what I've seen and been hearing over the last year with our clients. I didn't want to get into it on that one because we were talking more about the mistakes and the key big rocks, but AI strategy, Marty. I'm sure you've heard this. It's the new buzzword. Everyone's, what should my AI? Should I have an AI strategy? Oh, I need an AI strategy. People trying to sell you AI strategies. So we thought we'd just do a quick little video on Marty and Dale's thoughts on AI and AI strategy.
Well, I used to think AI was, we used to call it the psychic interface. Like in the software world, people would be like, can't you just figure it out like psychically? And I used to laugh about it, but I think we're starting to get closer to there. What we've seen, and I've seen so much stuff going on, and I've attended conferences about AI. What we're seeing is, everybody's sort of created this panacea, but it's people who really don't know what it is. So they all just say, oh, AI is taking our jobs. AI is doing this, but they don't really know. And so business owners are getting scared. And I noticed like even companies have based whole strategies on AI, and people aren't buying it because they're struggling. And so a few things that I learned about in AI. One is it's just a tool that everybody needs to learn. And if you broke it down simply and said, I have a business leader who uses AI and the tools, I have a business leader who doesn't, who do you think is going to be better?
The one who uses it.
The one who uses it. I mean, it's simply in what every day, whether it's helping them to write, it's helping them to decipher emails, to, you get a bunch of data and you're not sure what to do. We just take the data, drop it into ChatGPT and say, what trends are you seeing here? And it gets to be very conversational, and it just becomes another educational tool. It's not changing, it's not replacing me as a leader, but it is making me a little bit smarter in how I'm now going to make next decisions.
Yeah, it's not magic. To me, it's very good at predicting. It's very good at data insights. It's very good at, like you said, editing. I'm a terrible speller. Grammar's not. So when I write something, I always throw it through there, just check for spelling and grammar and blah, blah, blah. And it can do it like that, right? I could hand it to you, but it's going to take you a lot longer. So I think just that way, getting used to having it help you with what you're already doing is the first step. Anyone, no matter what you're doing, you can start to query ChatGPT, Claude, whichever one you're using. But no, it's not magic. Like, right. It's still not great if I go, hey, create me a document from scratch. It's not great at that. But if you can throw your word vomit in, it can organize it and scramble it around. I think the other key piece that you start to do is you have to track where your bottlenecks are. So like, what is your time sucks is what I call them. In HR, it's, a lot of them are like resume screening. It takes forever you get 150 applications for a job. Guess what? In the old day, you have to read through 100. AI you can type in the keywords you're looking for and it'll pop out the best 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. So start documenting where your time sucks are, and then go back and experiment with AI on how you can fix.
So, one thing is interesting just in that one of the keys to the AI is the query, right? It's knowing what questions to ask and be more articulate. Funny thing is I'm in HR, I'm screening resumes. I want to feed you resumes. What questions should I ask you? Mm-hmm. Ask it what you should ask. And it's funny and this is going to sound really weird, but when I get up in the morning, I used to have chats, but I have conversations with ChatGPT. I ask it questions like, and this one's kind of funny, but I'll say, how does my book, Finding Significance, compare to Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why? And it'll start coming and comparing and contrasting, and then I'll start asking it more questions, and it's actually becomes quite insightful. And so to me, it's fun conversations. Ask it a question. If you're not sure of something, like, I don't know what this means, or how could I use this, or compare this versus this. Whether it's right or wrong, it's just giving you an opinion, or it's giving you based on all this data. I think we can continue to become smarter in our education.
We talked last time about mistakes companies make, and I said one of the mistakes was they don't get uncomfortable. Like, this is one of those, if you're uncomfortable doing it on the business setting, Use it personally. So I'm going to California next week, Newport Beach. Never been there.
Yeah.
I literally got on there and said, assume the role of a Newport Beach local, because I didn't want the touristy stuff.
Yeah.
I said a local. I said recommend some cool dive bars and restaurants, and it assumes that persona of, I've been out here for 20 years, and the tourists go here, but we recommend here, and so the queries are important, but just start using it for stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think in our last session, we talked about this being uncomfortable. And that word is, I think a lot of people are afraid of, I don't know, being uncomfortable. What's it going to tell me and again, there's all this sort of fear mongering around it, when in actuality, it's just a tool. It's a great tool, just like the internet. Like, you remember when the internet first came out? Maybe you don't, because you're a little bit young.
I can remember Y2K.
Is that, everybody had all these fears and all this stuff, and then it just became native. I mean, you remember Microsoft, when I think it was Bill Gates said it was a fad. I don't know. And so Microsoft got behind. It's what gave Google and Yahoo their leads in the search engine business. Well, guess what's dying these days? Like, websites are almost dead. Search engines are dead. Like, Google's struggling because nobody's paying for AdWords anymore, because nobody's going to Google for them to go sell me what web pages or what SEO is going to come up. ChatGPT is literally now the truth. So when you ask it that, nobody's paying for AdWords. Nobody's paying yet. We don't know where this is going. But right now, it's the truth. I always said, if you're a company, just go into ChatGPT and ask, tell me about By Design. I mean, if you want to know a little bit more about our company, the easiest way is go in. We put enough content out there. It's summarizing it. And you're interested, should I do business with these guys? Are they real? What can I expect from them? Go to ChatGPT and say, tell me about By Design Advisors. Here's my challenge. Here's my problem. Can they help me? And it will marry that stuff up. And if it doesn't, it'll tell you. And so to me, that's what's also happening, is we're creating digital footprints that we can't change, and almost like becomes the truth serum, where in Google and SEOs, we could create websites and say whatever we wanted to say.
Yeah, and one way I use it is, you're a prolific reader. You read. I don't understand how you read as much as you do from start to finish. I've now started using, because there's so many great books and people just refer books all the time. My first thing now is I go in there and say, hey, summarize this book by this author, include all key insights, points, anything you think.
Oh man, you can't be doing that.
No, what I do is and then it kicks out, and what happens is I'm like, oh, this is a great book, and then I'll go get the book, it's not really for me, but I'm glad I at least got the gist of it.
No, so. I'm laughing because one of the things that we found, like with ChatGPT, and again, this is another thing where you can tell people are super lazy when they're posting stuff, and you still see the little finger and the star and the check mark. It's like, we all know it's ChatGPT. Like, come on. Like, I mean, I do believe in original content. And so we have a saying, and this started from my writing days, is if you want to write something, don't just say, hey, write me this, because it's not you. Yep. What you do is, we call it the vomit draft. We just, whatever you want to say, like I want to talk about this, I want to talk about that, lay it all out, then say, hey, ChatGPT, can you help me clean this up?
Organize. I always say, help me organize it.
And now it still keeps your words, your ideas, and everything. And now it helps build it, and almost becomes like the English teacher that you never had that's there. It does help you with a staff you may not have. And so our writing gets better. But what I see so much is just pure laziness. And they just say, write me this, and then it just spits out the same old crap. And again, everybody knows it when they see it. Like, you don't even have enough time to get rid of the little fingers pointing. Like, that drives me crazy.
It's like every tool, like a calculator in math class. You can use it to help and get better, or you can use it to cheat. And I think AI is kind of that, right? You could say,
I ask you a question, is it cheating even in the calculator? Because you still got to learn how to do the calculator.
Well, if you remember the ones you could store the formulas and stuff, and you weren't supposed to.
You weren't, but at some point in time, was it knowing the formula, or was it, I got to get to a result?
Yeah.
Like, I always laugh, like, even in education and AI, or, this whole thing going on in education is it cheating, is not cheating? At the end of the day, who cares gets A's, B's? It doesn't matter. At some point in time, they're going to have to take a test. They're going to have to do standardize the SAT, ACT. And what happens is if you skirted by, then all of a sudden, right, you don't do the work. If you think you're going to lose weight and not go to the gym, or you skirt all these things and I'm just going to take this pill and I'm going to lose weight, guess what? It's coming, because you're not going to be on that pill one day. You didn't do the exercising. You haven't done the hard work. It will catch up to you. So I think at that point in time, we get really fixated on who's cheating, who's better. It really is, are we learning?
Mm-hmm. And I think as a leader, what you can do, one thing you can do, again, is just encourage your team. Ask them in a meeting, hey, how'd you use AI this week? Well, I tried it on this. Did it work? Yes, it was awesome. All right, rest of the team, do that.
Yeah, I heard, I think Tom, our business partner, said his son at Amazon, they ask him every week, not only what did you learn from AI, what did you believe in something that then changed? Or where did you fail at something?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they start encouraging people to try, because if you mentally get your team in that mindset of trying, not about winning or losing, but trying, that's where we get better, and that's where we're going to become much better.
Yeah, good. So again, I think the whole key to this is just AI. Don't let it freak you out. Yes, it's coming. Yes, it's here. But again, it's just a tool. The robots aren't taking over yet. Maybe that's coming as well. But just, I would say, get comfortable using it, whether that's in your business life or personal life. Try to start where your time sucks, and start trying to play with it there, and encourage your team to use it. Just start small, get comfortable. You don't have to be experts yet. But if you're just ignoring it, hoping it goes away, it's not going away.
When we had Advoco, when we kept thinking about AI, and we were way in the early stages, the one thing that always jumped out at me, we were going to call it Advoco Insights. So AI meant Advoco Insights. And I think the key word was insights, because that really is what it can help you do, is provide you insights into new information, new ways of thinking, taking data, finding trends that, we'd have to create massive spreadsheets for. So we've been given a big gift. The question is, what do we do with it?
Yeah. And I will, word of caution, if somebody is starting to try to use their own and train their own, make sure your data is clean, because it's still trash in, trash out in a way. But yeah, that's in my role, the insights and the amount of data it can take and summarize and see patterns like that versus me having to try to manually figure that out is a game changer.
Yeah.
So get comfortable with it. Love to hear your thoughts on what your companies are doing with AI. What problems has it helped you solve? Leave it in the comments. Would love to see how everyone's adopting this new technology.
Great.
Marty, thanks as always.
Yep.